Welcome back to another episode of the Shreveport Connection with Tommy, and this will be on your TNA results for next week's show. And if you're not familiar with spoilers, well, this is your spoiler for 5/12. But first, I'm going to show you some of the DVDs that I got from the Brown Bag Special from TNA the last couple of weeks. Okay, that's the brown bag, even though it's black. And it's officially signed by Don West himself. And this is a gold bag, not brown, but that's what they call it. First off is your TNA Anthology. I believe it comes in every brown bag special. And I got it twice. So now I have 2 copies. Alright, the first one is Lockdown TNA. 6 Sides of Steel. Knocked Out. TNA Wrestling Slammiversary 8, 2010. AJ Styles, Phenomenal. TNA Bound for Glory 2009 2-disc set. TNA No Surrender. I believe this was, what year is this? 2006. Alright, TNA Slammiversary. This is the one. 2006. TNA Lockdown, 2008, April 13th. And finally, last but not least, on the cover is a former TNA wrestler, Curry Man, who was under the mask. It was none other than Daniels, who has returned to TNA. And also, the Kazarian and Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Haley and Chris Sabin. Okay, on with the show. Former WWE talent Chyna Laurer was backstage at TNA tonight for the tapings in Orlando and will be debuting on the show as Kurt Angle's mistress in the feud with Jeff Jarrett and Karen Jarrett. Isis the Amazon had previously agreed to sign with TNA for this role of Angle's mistress, but that obviously was changed. Stay tuned to the full spoilers at the end of this. Well, the Honky Tonk Man claimed on his weekly podcast on Monday's audio available at www.htmradio.com that Karen Jarrett, formerly Karen Angle, is the alleged victim of the sexual harassment lawsuit against TNA Wrestling. Former WWE Intercontinental Champion says Karen was sexually harassed by TNA Wrestling President Dixie Carter's husband, Serge Salinas. So to me, that doesn't pan anything, because she has nothing to do with TNA anyway. She's not the owner. Guess who is? Her own husband. Okay, Honky Tonk Man tweeted on Monday, anyone who missed HTM's announcement on TNA on last night's show, Karen Angle versus Dixie Carter's husband is a sexual harassment lawsuit going down. And that's why Dixie is off TV and Karen is now back with the company. And so it's TNA, still owned by, like I said, Jarrett family, being Jeff Jarrett himself, not the Carters. So she would only be suing her husband. Unless you're going to just go for a personal vendetta and go after the individual himself. Okay, Robbie E. versus Eric Young was taped for this week's TNA Explosion internet show before the Impact tapings last night. Dark match before last night's tapings was saw Doug Williams defeat independent wrestler Sterling James Keenan. Keenan has wrestled for for the Ring of Honor as well as WWE before, last appearing on August 10th, 2007 episode of WWE SmackDown at that week's episode of WWE Heat back in the day. And they got a promotional poster. I didn't get it. Advertising Sacrifice pay-per-view later on this month, featuring World Champion Sting, his challenger RVD. I'll describe the picture. Half the face is Sting, half the face is RVD. Similar to Jeff Hardy's makeup. Okay, on with the show. A video package of Jeff Hardy airing during last night's episode of TNA Impact in the UK, featuring footage of the multi-time champion berating fans after he turned heel last year, as well as his response to losing the TNA World Heavyweight Championship to Sting. The video surfaced on YouTube, but was quickly pulled due to copyright violations by TNA. Copyright claim by TNA. Jeff Hardy is expected to return at any point. And that source came from F4W Online. Thanks for them for posting that on their website. TNA Impact spoilers from tonight's show for 5/12/2011. Christy Hemme comes out for the ring announcer's role again. Jeff Jarrett and Karen open the show up to lots of heat from the crowd. Jeff wants a truce with Kurt Angle, and so does Karen. Karen goes on about how she's sorry and calls out Kurt. And here he comes. Kurt comes out and tells Karen she's crazy. He wants a mixed tag match, a sacrifice with he and his partner versus Karen and Jeff. Kurt says he would bring her out now, but the network wants to wait. Angle tells Jarrett that he knows who the mystery woman is and says it's real. It's damn real. Mickie James and Ms. Tessmacher defeated Madison Rayne and Tara. Beer Money comes out and addresses Matt Hardy. Hardy comes out and disses Beer Money, saying they wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him and Jeff Hardy. Well, Matt says that they will take their tag titles at Sacrifice. But Hardy introduces his new partner and returning to TNA, Wildcat Chris Harris, who had a brief stint in WWE. Hayden, whatever his name is. And your next match was Sangriento, who's under the mask of with Amazing Red, defeated Suicide. And Suicide is probably portrayed by Kato, Samoa Joe's little dude. Eric Bischoff, Hulk Hogan, and Ric Flair come out. Flair attacks Suicide. Hogan cuts a promo, and out comes Mick Foley. Foley says the show is now called Impact Wrestling. This is your new name for TNA Impact. They cut the TNA out to counter WWE or WWF, cutting the F out, and they're going to soon cut the wrestling out of it and just be we. World Entertainment. Okay. And he also announces there will be a number one contenders match with a 25-man battle royal for the contendership, and it's later as your main event. Foley also introduces Angle's partner for Sacrifice, and guess who comes out? Chyna. And she's going under the name of Chyna. Gee, I wonder why WWE didn't patent that name. Crimson then defeated Abyss and Samoa Joe in a three-way. Abyss attacked after the match and stared Joe down. Hogan, Flair, and Bischoff, with the Jarretts, came out and retaped the segment from earlier, where Foley comes out and pushes Bischoff down. Foley gets in Hogan's face and says what he said earlier, basically reintroducing Chyna also. So I guess they wanted to go with two different ways and see how they go and decide on it. And we'll see what happens on it, the actual TV show broadcast of what actually happens. Okay. He said Foley got in Hogan's face. It says what he said, basically reintroduced Chyna again. The 25-man Battle Royal main event comes down to Jeff Jarrett, Kurt Angle, and Mr. Anderson and Brother Ray. Chyna comes down and eliminates Jarrett. Then attacks Karen until he makes a save. Mr. Anderson ends up winning to become the new #1 contender after eliminating Bubba Ray. Or actually, Bully Ray is what is going on there. And that concludes your TNA results for next week. Thanks for viewing, and stay tuned for SmackDown coming up next, and it will be uploaded as well next.